It's Friday, and you know what that means. It's time for another short-term review. And today I have the Helegaly Action Pi. And after a week with this device, I have to wonder, did Helegaly just launch the ultimate budget banger? Or is this one just pretending to play with the big boys? Let's find out right after this. Hey fam, Pinik here, and I'm really excited about this video. But before we get started, I have two things I wanted to go over. We've officially broke the 100 subscriber threshold on the channel for my first member giveaway. But as always, there was two steps to be eligible for member giveaways. The first is, of course, subscribing to the channel, and the second is to sign up for my blog. The reason I have it set up this way is because YouTube will not allow me to privately direct message you, and I want to be able to provide giveaways. So I have my blog that I post articles on Monday through Friday, and you have no obligation to read the articles. I would love it if you would, of course, because that will help me get new deals with new companies for review units, but that is not a requirement. I just need you to sign up for the blog and sign up for a subscription on YouTube. These two things will qualify you for the member giveaway. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll have a link in the card on the top right of the screen for you right now so you can watch the member giveaway video. And it breaks down when and how to qualify. And I'm going to extend it until next week to give everyone a chance to subscribe if they want to subscribe and to sign up for the website. Again, I made it quick and easy so you can see an image right now of my website where I made it easy to sign up or sign in. This just makes it where, again, I can do those private messages to you if you're selected to win. Again, my website also has a forum. So really, signing up gives you access to the forum, which would be great if we could start to establish a forum. But good luck to everyone that enters. That said, let's break down the way that the reviews work. Of course, I have my review system 0 to 69. So a total of 70 points. And of course, because there's 70 points, I came up with 7 different categories. And those categories are the unboxing experience, internals, first impressions, ease of use, customizability, controls, and value. After we go over that, I'll put it all together and review the scores from each category along with the average score overall. And after we put it all together, I'll go over the top pros and the top cons as far as I see it for the Helegaly Action Pi. After that, I'll go over who I think should consider buying this device and who should consider skipping this device. So without further ado, let's dig into the unboxing experience. I love that you open the original box and the thing on the very top is a custom branded black carrying case, which is awesome. Lift that up and you find some thumbsticks with the guy that's a plumber, apparently. I've never seen him before in my life. I don't know about you, but he looks like a plumber to me. Now, unfortunately, with the micro SD card, it was taped here, so it damaged my box a bit. I like to keep my boxes looking pristine. But, you know, it is what it is. At least it came with it, so I appreciate that they remembered it. And this box, I love that it's kind of unique. It's got a gray, almost metallic-y look to it with the metallic outline of the device, matching it up pretty well. Pretty simple overall. Again, I'm not sure why they changed it on their website to be blue rather than purple, and it doesn't have the pink included. Maybe this is one of the original boxes, but still, all in all, a great box. Lift it up, and of course, you're greeted with a nice little manual, which is better than a lot of companies provide, and you also get a little card that breaks down everything on the device. So I appreciate that. And of course, what I really appreciate is under that, we got a tempered glass screen protector. That's right, not a plastic flimsy one or anything like that, but an actual tempered glass screen protector with the screen cleaner to make sure that we can properly attach our screen protector. And then, of course, as usual with every other device, they come inside of a white bag with a white foam insert on it, protecting the sticks and the screen. So again, appreciate them keeping my device nice and clean. And then I was able to lift up the tray and found the USB-A to USB-C charging cable, which I love that there's a little orange accents on the inside. So a big thumbs up to Helegaly for actually including what we need out of the box and not even inside the box, like the carrying case. So it's an incredible value at $64.99 for the base device, including the 64 gigabyte micro SD card. So this is an unboxing that punches way above its price class. A little more polish on the box and maybe a silicone protective case, and it would have been icing on the cake. Still, that gives the unboxing experience a 60 out of 69, which is nothing to scoff at. Now, let's dig under the hood and check out the internals. So starting off first, the device comes with a 4-inch diagonally screen that's 960 by 720 resolution with a 4 by 3 aspect ratio, which is the same aspect ratio that TVs had for 60, 70 years. So I appreciate that we get that since this is retro gaming handheld, makes it ideal for those titles. And it's actually much brighter than I had expected with decent black levels. I can honestly say I had this thing out in bright sunlight and I was still able to see it. And that was only at 70% brightness. I had to turn it down so you can see it better right now, all the way down to 25% brightness. With the A527 chip paired with a Mali G57 MC1 GPU, it's more than strong enough for solid retro emulation without breaking a sweat. There's even a mini HDMI port on the top to be able to consoleize your device to your TV, nice and easy. And there's Bluetooth support, which enables wireless Bluetooth controllers. So again, if you are consoleizing it with the HDMI cable, you can have a wireless controller and look at your big screen and play some retro games. And it also includes Wi-Fi 2.4 gigahertz, which is great for box art scraping and light connectivity, with a 5,000 milliamp hour battery that should last you 5 to 7 hours, depending on which console you're playing. And you get 2 USB ports, one for charging, one for OTG accessories like a wired controller, for example. You even get a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack and a micro SD card slot for adding your games. I appreciate that you get that. And then you can also see on the bottom we have stereo bottom firing speakers. And I can tell you, even with a bunch of people talking after church, I turned this up and it impressed a couple people with just how loud the speakers got. So they're downward firing, yes, but still loud and still solid sounding. The specs may not blow you away if you're coming from a high-end device like the Steam Deck, but they're still solid, sensible, and surprisingly generous for this price range. With 46 out of 69, the Action Pi proves that budget doesn't have to mean basic. But what happens when you first pick it up? Start playing it. Let's talk first impressions. So let's first again go over the screen. It has excellent visibility both in direct sunlight and as well as great viewing angles. As you can see here, it doesn't get distorted off whenever you turn it off to the side, so great viewing angles. For me, I love the PlayStation style analog layout with the analogs being parallel versus offset. Again, that's my personal preference. Your mileage may vary depending on your preferences, but to me, it makes it feel premium and familiar. I love that we have the stacked shoulder buttons rather than inline shoulder buttons. Makes it much more natural to play and much more console-like. And the ergonomic grips on the back are surprisingly comfortable to hold, and your fingers just naturally fall into those grips, which makes it very comfortable to play. The Switch style Hall effect analog sticks offer a great range of motion and a nice R3, L3 click to do what you need to do on various game consoles. The 4-way D-pad is definitely PNIC approved. As you know, again, I'm a PlayStation guy, so I like my 4-way D-pad rather than an 8-way D-pad. And all the buttons are clicky. Could be a pro or it could be a con. Again, your mileage may vary depending on your preference. A guy at my church loves some mechanical keyboards, and to him, it gave him that satisfying click. For me, not so much. I'm more of a membrane keyboard. I like quiet typing, and I like my console to be quiet. So for me, it's a bit of a con. But again, your personal preference is yours, and nothing is wrong with your opinion. The buttons feel high quality. Despite being clickety and clackety, all the buttons on this device feel like they were made with care and love, and I appreciate that. The boot screen splashes with Batocera and Emulation Station Desktop Edition, aka ESDE, which is a powerful combo for handhelds in the budget arena. So I really love that we're getting that out of the box. Despite some noisy button action, this device made a great first impression. The ergonomics, visuals, and layout hit way above its weight class, earning a strong 57 out of 69. Now that you've met it, let's see how easy it is to live with. Let's talk about ease of use. There's no proprietary software headaches to have to deal with if you've ever used one of these devices because of the Batocera ESDE combo. And the great thing is, if you've never used it, I guarantee you can turn on this device for the first time and you're going to be playing a game within a minute. The in-app UI instructions, pressing start only feels natural. To close, pressing start and select at the same time once or twice, depending on the console. So you may have to double tap it or single tap it, depending on your console, but you'll get used to it quickly and easily. I have no doubt about it. ROM transfers Again, because it has Batocera with RetroArch at the back end, and it has the front end of ESDE, ROM transfer is simple. Just take the micro SD card out of the device, put it in your computer, and drag and drop, quick and easy. And that also makes SD card swapping seamless. If you have your own micro SD card and you want to swap it out, that's not an issue. All you have to do is put it in the first time, let it format out all of the folders of all the different consoles you can play on the device, then turn off your device, put it in your computer, and there you can drag and drop all of your games into their specific consoles, and you're good to go. If you're using something like a PlayStation, you'll need the BIOS, which you can find quickly and easily. I'm not going to tell you how to Google things. Just know that they are easy to find if you're looking for example, a PlayStation BIOS. Ease of use is clearly one of the device's top strengths. With near plug-and-play setup and minimal learning curve, it earns a nearly perfect 66 out of 69 in my book. Now let's switch gears and talk about how much you can make this handheld your own with customizability. Starting with, because we have ESDE front end, you have full theme customization. You can change how it looks quickly and easily, and I'm sorry it keeps going to sleep on us. You can add and remove games easily, drag and drop, or in the menus you can delete them if you don't want them anymore. The included case and screen protector are thoughtful touches that a lot of companies aren't including, especially at this price point, let alone, I'll be honest, my ROG Ally X did not come with a tempered glass screen protector. It did not come with a carrying case, and it was a lot more expensive. It's lacking third-party accessory ecosystem for now, as I checked our buddies at Etsy and AliExpress. No mods or extra accessories at the moment, but again, hey, you even get thumbsticks with your device. Who could complain about that? It's already quite customizable out of the box, but without third-party support just yet, it's not quite top tier. Still, a 55 out of 69 is very respectable for any device for customizability. So that said, let's dive into something you're probably wondering. What's it like to actually play on? Well, again, for me, I'm a parallel stick guy, so I love the console feel of having the parallel sticks. And I love the 4-way D-pad and the 4-button face button layout, because again, this feels natural for me as I've played PlayStation since the original one came out, and I played Super Nintendo before that, so again, this is very reminiscent and filling me with nostalgia anytime I touch this device. The ergonomic grips on the back offer great balance in the hand and offer a great balance of weight, so the device doesn't feel like it's front heavy, back heavy, side heavy, or anything like that. Now, the clicky buttons will divide players, but again, that's us being nitpicky because everyone is different. The Hall effect sticks offer precision and longevity over traditional analog sticks that are on controllers. So actually, if we're being 100% honest, these analog sticks are better than what come on your PlayStation 5 or Xbox One controller. The start and select placement could have been better. For me, this is a bit high. I would have actually kind of liked them down here in between. But again, I'm nitpicking. This is my personal preference. I feel it would have just been more natural for them down here. But up here is okay. You just kind of have to shift hand a little bit. The controls walk a fine line. Excellent feel, but their clickety-clacketiness might not be for everyone. Still, it's a great all-around performer with score of 49 out of 69. So now that we've played with it, let's ask, was it worth the money? By discussing value next. Again, a great screen and specs for the price. There are devices that cost twice this much with these types of specs, so I'm more than happy with the screen and spec combination. It includes useful accessories out of the box, such as the thumbsticks if you want silicone thumbsticks. It includes the black carrying case that's been branded with Helegaly's brand on it. And it even includes a tempered glass screen protector. Connectivity options rival much more expensive devices. I would have loved Wi-Fi 5 gigahertz band, but again, I'm nitpicking for a device under $70. So for me, it's a complete package for under $70. It's not just the specs here. It's the sum of all the thoughtful parts and touches that makes this feel like it's a real steal. The value earns a super strong 60 out of 69. So let's put it all together and review our categories. First, we had unboxing with 60, internals 46, first impressions 57, ease of use 66, customizability 55, controls 49, value was a 60, which brings us to an average score of 56. Now that we know this is a top tier level device, let's take a look at the top pros and cons of this device. First and foremost, again, it is a handheld, so the top pro will be exceptional ease of use It's a dream to set up both for newbies and retro veterans. You saw on the unboxing, I could just plug in my micro SD card, power it up, and I could already have all my games loaded up. It's surprisingly bright and sharp display for the money. Again, I had to turn it down to about 25% for this video, so it wouldn't be too bright and get washed out on the screen for you. And the ergonomic controls and stacked shoulder buttons make it feel like it's a true console device in the hand, and I really love that feeling. And to me, it's an incredible value with useful accessories out of the box, such as the screen protector and case included, all for under 70 US dollars. That said, what about the cons? Again, for me, clicky buttons might be polarizing because I know some people love their mechanical keyboards. And if you're one of those people that love your mechanical keyboards, you're going to love the satisfying clickety clackety nature of every button on this device. There isn't one button that isn't clickety and clackety. And at the moment, there is a lack of third-party accessory support. No grips, no cases available for it yet, external to the ones that came with the device. And again, for me, a con is the start and select button placement, as it's a bit too high for my liking. I would rather it down lower. But again, personal preference, that's just how I feel. And for me, downward firing speakers, they sound good, but they are directionally suboptimal. I would have loved for them to be able to slide them up so they'd be facing me while I play a game rather than facing my hands. But luckily, the way that you hold it, you're not blocking your controls because of the comfort grips. That said, who should take a look at this device now? First and foremost, I'd say the retro game lover on a budget. This is a killer deal for someone who wants a plug-and-play retro handheld with minimal setup and maximum nostalgia factor. And the casual gamer who prioritizes comfort. The ergonomic feel, the straightforward UI, and stacked shoulder buttons make an excellent companion. That said, who should consider skipping this device? Power users expecting PS2, GameCube, and Switch type of emulation. If you're coming from the Steam Deck or expecting Dolphin level power, this just isn't going to be your jam. Or audiophiles or quiet button fans. If sound directionality or silent input while you're playing is your absolute top priorities, they're going to be missed here because the speakers are downward firing and the clickety clackety buttons may drive you crazy. So at the start, I asked, did Helegaly launch the ultimate budget banger? And honestly, they just might have. Between the thoughtful design, incredible ease of use, and features that are hard to find even at more expensive handhelds, the ActionPi is punching way above its weight class. It's not perfect by any means, but it's definitely a standout in the budget arena. Let me know, are you team pro clickety clackety buttons or are you team quiet membrane buttons? Links to pick up your own Helegaly ActionPi are down in the description. And if you enjoyed this review, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. And as always, until next time, this has been P-Nick.